So I went to the Mets game today. It was a nice matchup, a beautiful day. Got to see Jacob deGrom. I mean, you could see I'm definitely a little bit tanner because, yes, I went outside finally. And I enjoyed the game. It was a great time. I didn't get a lot of clips from the game because I tend to go to baseball games and enjoy them. I forget to vlog. And you get like an actual cameraman to go with me to these games because I just never do an appropriate job. Shout out to the people I met at the game as well. It was nice meeting you guys. But on the way home, there was an interesting couple tweets that I started to see revolving around the Mets. And that was the possibility of trading Noah Syndergaard. You can probably already guess my reaction and my feeling on this, but I feel like I need to make a video on it. So that, along with other news that's been going on in baseball, and the fact that I just didn't have a lot of time to make a video today, makes this a perfect video on the channel for today to keep the upload streak in July alive. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it. That's the best way to show your support. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. We are at the 3,000 sub mark. 3,000 away from 100K. Sub if you have not yet. Remember to get in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about the Thor trade, about the rumors, anything that's going on in baseball. Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description down below. I'm always talking baseball over there. And if you want to buy any tickets to sports games, make sure to head on over to SeatGeek and use the code Giraffe at checkout to save yourself $20 off your first purchase. So the Thor trade. Mind-blowing stuff to me. This has been a rumor for what feels like the last season and a half. And I honestly never saw it really being something that like could actually happen. Last year, there was a lot of steam around it, but for those of you who were around then, I made a rant video about it, how you can't trade those guys, and I still am under the impression that you can't trade Noah Syndergaard, but let me give you some background as to why I'm even talking about the possibility of a Noah Syndergaard trade. So at 3:36 p.m. today, pretty much like 30 minutes after the Mets game was over, Ken Rosenthal put out this tweet. An option Mets are exploring per sources. Trading Syndergaard and signing Wheeler to an extension. New York Mets would benefit from return for Syndergaard while keeping Wheeler, a quality starting pitcher who otherwise would depart in free agency. So that was the first tweet I saw, and my initial reaction was, don't like it. I understand what the Mets are thinking. I don't think the thought process is terrible there, but it's not the right move. I'll go into that more because the next tweet has really what sparked making this video, similar to the Giants video I made a couple days ago. This time it comes from Buster Olney, and here's what he has to say. Rival evaluators say they believe the Mets are fully intent on dealing Noah Syndergaard before the trade deadline. It's beyond listening, said one. They want to move him. Now, the key things to take from this tweet. First, rival evaluators. That doesn't mean the Mets have said it. That doesn't mean Noah Syndergaard. That doesn't mean necessarily anybody that matters. These are rival evaluators who have this appearance, but it still is important because I think they probably know a little bit of something, a little information here. From what I'm taking, it sounds like the Mets are actively calling teams trying to get offers for Syndergaard. They're definitely listening. Fully intent, that's a strong word, but based on what I've been reading, it almost seems more and more likely that this is something that could happen. I'm not happy about it. I think Noah Syndergaard has way too much talent to give up on. He's been extremely frustrating in the 2019 season. There's no doubt about that, but everybody who watches this guy pitches knows he has something special. An electric fastball, a great slider, great curveball. He doesn't throw it enough. He has a nasty two-seam, a little sinker, changeup. He's a complete pitcher. So the fact that his numbers are bad this year is a bit of an anomaly. Everybody around the league seems to be scratching their head, or maybe not, because I have a feeling that a lot of teams are calling up the Mets asking about Noah Syndergaard and his availability. He's got incredible talent. That's something you cannot deny. His numbers this year, not great, but the talent he has is through the roof. There's not many pitchers in starting baseball you can say that have the repertoire of Noah Syndergaard. So now, back to the first tweet, a little bit all over the place, but when there's Mets news, I get a little scatterbrained because I'm very emotional and very opinionated about this stuff, obviously, you know, as a Mets fan, but I think all of you that watch this already know that. So Buster Olney was saying basically they would trade Noah Syndergaard and sign Zach Wheeler to an extension. Like I said earlier in the video, I understand what the tweet is trying to say, I understand what the Mets thought process would be, but it's not the right move, I don't think. Now, if the Mets got some insane package back for Noah Syndergaard, I could understand. You would need to get a pitcher that's almost MLB ready, if not MLB ready already, with a top prospect type of tag around him. You need to get a center fielder as well. The center field position has been a hole for the Mets for a couple years now. You can't keep throwing out Michael Conforto there. He's a corner guy. That's where he belongs. Juan Lagares can't play center field. It's time we get a real center fielder, and in our farm system, we don't have one. So right now, we need center field. If we're trading Syndergaard, we need to get a pitcher back. And as much as I've liked Wilson Ramos this year, defensively, he's pretty horrible. It's not a lack of skill or effort. The dude is just big. He's slow. At the catcher position, you kind of need to be pretty athletic. And right now, Wilson Ramos is just kind of beat up old. He's a big dude. It's hard for him to move for an entire game for the entire season. He's got a great bat, but defensively, not great. I'm happy we got him this year, but in the future, he's not our guy, obviously. So we're missing some big pieces up the middle. If trading Noah Syndergaard can get us legitimate pieces, then yes, it's probably a good move. But If we get a player like Manuel Margot and we take like a Mejia or Austin Hedges, that's not something I'm interested in. I saw people talking on Twitter about some players maybe that could be interested, or would you take them, would you not? I saw Ramon Laureano's name being floated around, Jesus Luzardo, Murphy as well from the A's. Now, if I saw those, I would definitely be interested in those kind of players. That's something I would really take into consideration. Like, those are 3 good players. But if we go like the Padres are out from what we've heard in past years of Margot, Hedges, Mejia, and then the pitching prospects not Gore, not Patino, then I'm not really interested. So it has to be the right price. And based on what we've seen from Brody trading wise, I necessarily don't have as much confidence as I once thought. Because right now that Robinson Cano trade's not looking great. And here's also the problem with signing Wheeler to an extension and choosing him over Noah Syndergaard. Because of course he is a free agent at the end of this year, and it's pretty likely that he's going to walk if he hits free agency. But we would be extending a guy going into his 30-year-old season who has a history of a lot of injuries, has made 30 starts once in a season, and has definitely struggled in 2019, his walk year. I don't know if that's the guy you give the money to. I understand that Noah Syndergaard is going to get a lot more back on the trade market than Zach Wheeler right now. Wheeler's a free agent. He's walking. He's expecting big money. And Syndergaard could get a lot back. But if you don't get the right stuff, you need to get the right players. You need to get guys that are going to be able to make us compete in 2020. And if not, has to be 2021. Like, you can't go full rebuild right now. They've got too many young pieces with McNeil, Alonso, Conforto. You've got Rosario, who's playing really well at shortstop the second half of the season. And honestly, since June, has been hitting really well. He's like up to what, like 270, almost 280 now? But we still need center field. We still need catcher. We obviously need some bullpen help. If we trade Noah Syndergaard, we gotta get the right stuff back. And I just don't think extending Zach Wheeler is the right way to do that. Now, for the Buster Olney tweet, which I kind of went into a little bit already, but his wording is very deliberate. It's very strong, which makes me believe that this is not just a rumor. It could actually be true, which again, you can tell I'm not happy about it. If that's the case, please go get the right players. This isn't gonna happen. Please listen to me when I say this is gonna happen, but this is what I want. I want like a Byron Buxton type. Get me Jose Barrios from the Twins. Like, I need some really young players that are going to be quality for the future for the Mets. You need guys that are gonna be able to produce next year or at the latest in 2021. We're a New York team. You gotta stay competitive. You can't just fall behind like we have, you know, pretty much for the entire 2000s. Besides 06 and 2015, I mean, this team has pretty much been a bottom dweller. Needs to end. You're a New York team. You're a big market. You have so much value being a New York team. Please spend the money. But that's not the point of today's video. Point of today's video is the Noah Syndergaard trade rumors. I'm not happy about it. I'm not necessarily outraged just yet because a Mets executive hasn't said anything. If Brody comes out and says, yeah, we're looking to trade Noah Syndergaard, then you can expect a little bit more of a volatile reaction. But for right now, it is a rumor. I think it might be true, but I'm not going to freak out just yet. I kind of have a tendency to overreact to some Mets stuff every once in a while. Yeah, you know, I might have predicted them to win the World Series in 2019. That was bad. But based off what I've seen, initial reaction, not really crazy about this, but I don't think that was surprising to anyone. We also got some other news. I know I made a video talking about the Giants not being sellers at the deadline, which I thought was a huge mistake, and I still do. I stand by it. Now it's pretty much almost 100% sure Mad Bum's not going anywhere. He's not being traded, and that the Giants actually might be buyers. They might go get Matt Boyd from the Tigers. They might try to get Marcus Stroman. They're going to try to make moves. I still don't think it's the right decision, but if they can get some actually good players, and you need the offense is the biggest problem for the Giants, then you can start to have a conversation about being a team that's competitive in 2019. And even then, you still have to go through the Braves, the Nationals, the Cubs, the Cardinals are smoking hot, and oh yeah, a little team called the Los Angeles Dodgers, which I don't see that happen. So weird to push for 2019. I know it's Bochy's last year, but yeah, I mean, you guys know where I stand on this. I'm not gonna, you know, keep on beating a dead horse. Blake Snell underwent surgery on his left elbow. He had something loose in there, so they had to get some surgery. He's gonna be back in September. That's obviously a big loss for the Rays. He hasn't been pitching well in 2019 as a whole for Tampa Bay, but so far in his 2 starts in the second half, he has an ERA at .82 and a WHIP at .91. So that's more like the Cy Young version of Blake Snell we saw last year and less of the player that we saw at the beginning of this year. We got some sad news here because Troy Tulowitzki also retired from Major League Baseball today. He came out with an announcement. He's calling it a quits. He's just not able to come back, not able to be that player that he wants to be. It's a shame because injuries obviously destroyed this dude's career. He had the potential to be one of the best shortstops, I think, to ever play the game. He was that good. He was that gifted. Hitting, power, fielding, arm, everything you wanted in a shortstop he could do except stay on the field. So it's unfortunate that he has to end his career obviously on an injury. You never want to see anyone go out because they're just physically not able to play anymore, but that's the case for Troy Tulowitzki. Okay, and I guess I missed this, but The Dodgers traded for Tyler White from the Houston Astros. I honestly don't feel like I saw anybody talking about this. I know he was DFA'd by the Astros on Saturday, but the Dodgers acquired him. And you know what's going to happen because this is what the Dodgers do. The Dodgers take players who don't necessarily have great seasons. Max Muncy, Justin Turner, Chris Taylor, Kike Hernandez. Those guys weren't necessarily great in their other teams. And they come to the Los Angeles Dodgers and they just become really solid players. So fully expect Tyler White to be some sort of hero this playoffs. I'm sure he's going to go off with the Dodgers. That's just, it seems to be what they do. They got great coaching over there. They're a great organization. He'll have a pretty good career, I'm pretty sure. It seems like that's the formula for the Dodgers. I know a lot of you have been asking, where's the trade deadline predictions? Where's the trade deadline videos? Trust me, they're coming starting tomorrow. My week is kind of sort of like, you know, calmed down a little bit. But for the next little bit of time here, I'm going to be feeling good. And then next week, I go to Pittsburgh to go watch the Mets play the Pirates at PNC Park, which I'm super excited about. And of course, if you're there, make sure you say what's up. I think that pretty much covers everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. I would love to know what you guys think about it down in the comment section below. Do you think the Mets should trade Thor? And if so, who do you think that they should get back for him? I'd love to know what you guys have to say down in the comments below. Remember to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. That's the best way to support the channel, as well as drop a subscription. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy baseball. This is the place to be. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. And of course, if you want to buy any tickets to sports games, you guys know the drill. SeatGeek, code GIRAFFE. $20. And that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. YouTube recommends you watch this video right here. Yeah, we're changing it up. We're going two-hand point today. And then this is my most recent upload. So click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you all for the amazing support recently. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Warning, it's a banger alert.